It may have only been moments in the investigators' lives since we were last here, but it may have been a little bit longer since then. But we have returned with the Call of Cthulhu investigations. I'm Kikoskia, and in no particular order, we shall introduce the investigators, as there is never any particular order.
My name's Kleike. I'm the number one investigator. That's where I start, and I play Martin Schmidt.
I am Ruprecht Arham, and I play shit.
Victor Strabinsky.
Yes, sorry.
I play Violet Carter, who's recently been moderately deformed, but only moderate.
And I play Dr. Daniel Grant.
Indeed. Does anyone need a summary as to what happened last time?
Oh, please.
It's
Okay.
only been a week, but I would like one.
There was a little bit of downtime between your investigations into the Hermetic Order of the Silver Twilight with their lodge and what happened in the previous session. The previous session, you got word of a gathering of people called Look to the Future with Carl Stanford there. You all decided quite quickly to go and investigate it, where you discovered that certain items that are not from the present time were being sold there. You met Stanford, decided to go down with him into the exceptionally sinister and creepy basement, whereupon you were then shot at by people with exceptionally advanced firearms. You managed to defeat them, explore the basement that you were locked in, found a strange device that you managed to manipulate to get instructions that Schmidt ended up turning off after a while. That was a computer.
I remember.
You found a very weird engine room, power room of some kind that you eventually manipulated to get the door open. And you also found a room marked E. coli, which you took a vial containing a greyish-brown liquid from. You have the vial, you've not opened it. We ended the last session with you literally breaking the door, sealing what was sealing the door and kicking the door open, while brandishing some extremely advanced firearms. So we resume with a group of very startled people on the streets realizing that you are all brandishing extremely unusual firearms. There's general sounds of shock and surprise, somebody screams, and there's some mumblings to get the police. What do? You didn't bring your car.
Leave no witnesses.
Was Moped brought? I believe Moped was brought.
Moped may have been brought, but it cannot carry all of you.
Summon a bear so we can ride it. Summon multiple bears so we can ride them.
That might take a while. The
Wait,
police...
I thought we got there in a car.
No, you walked.
Oh my god. Oh yes, no, that's true, because we walked past some stuff on the way, didn't we?
Pretty sure you walked, yes.
That's peasantry.
Well, which one of you is the most fucked up? Because I can sidecart whoever that is.
Well, we'll just get a cab. Cabs that exist. We'll just get a cab.
More health.
Maybe put guns in sidecarts, put thing over them so no one sees them. So you don't
Victor
have to explain
Victor is currently on roughly half health, and Martin Schmidt is on 4.
Yeah, I'm like I got a hole blown
you are
into my
barely.
chest, but
Martin
I got
Schmidt
patched
is.
up.
That is another thing to note: is that 2 of you are extremely bloodied and wounded, and 1 of you is barely conscious.
Yeah. I mean, we have some conspicuous people, and we have some very conspicuous guns that probably wouldn't go too well in a taxi, so I think I might just drive away with the worst of it, and the rest of you take a taxi.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Bring me to hospital, please.
Alright, any objections?
Any objections from anyone?
Yes, any objections to saving my life and having me not die? No, none. Thank you.
Okay. So you're going to do that. You're going to very quickly get into your vehicle, get him in the sidecar, and whiz off to hospital. You know the way to hospital by now. You have been there a few times.
Yeah.
The hospital, our friend.
What are the other 2 doing? Daniel Grants and Violet have been left.
We were getting a cab, weren't we?
Do you still have the guns?
Well, I thought I took those.
You're going to take
Yeah,
all the
you- but-
guns.
Wait,
Well,
so
to
who's
this-
going to hospital? You're taking.
He's taking
Martin
Schmidt
Schmidt's-
to the hospital.
I was taking most wounded man. I assuming that's Smith.
Schmidt is definitely wounded. The
I
other
am
two,
very
the other
wounded.
two are not wounded.
Yeah, the two of you should be better off getting a taxi inconspicuously. What's the
Yeah,
point?
we'll take our big collection of goodies and get a cab back to my place, I guess.
I would, if you're going to do it inconspicuously, I do not recommend doing it on the street because you have attracted a lot of attention. You might have to move somewhat away.
Alright, we'll move a few blocks over and do it then.
Okay. You walking, running?
I don't know. We can run. There are two of us.
There are two of you, yeah. So you're
4
gonna run.
legs. Twice as quick.
You beat a hasty retreat away. This is all pretty much happening at the same time, roughly. I'm concluding that you independently think of the idea of hail a cab, go take Schmidt, and Strabinsky goes off and takes the motorbike, and you're like, well, guess we should go get a cab, and then you're off not long afterwards. So in the hubbub of the panic of your arrival, you two manage to slip away. There are the sounds of police in the distance, but they're not aimed at you. It's quite a bit. By the time the sounds emerge, you have caught a taxi, and I take it you are heading back home.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most sensible idea.
Okay.
Yes, my home is my domicile.
Okay.
Are you coming to mine or are you going to yours?
Yeah.
Mine it isn't, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. You're
I think your newfound push to talk, Luke, there might be cutting you off a little bit.
Or something.
I just assumed he's not here. Or-
What happened?
You didn't say anything.
Oh, I
Well,
was just saying where my home was my domicile.
We did
Yeah, then
not.
I asked you, did you want to go back to mine or yours? Like, what's best?
I don't mind because I have all the stuff.
You are wounded though, aren't you?
No. Vard, I
Oh,
don't
I'm-
think is wounded at all.
No, I think I'm alright.
Oh, you're okay. Okay, I was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
you're-
only Stravinsky
You two
and
are
me.
okay. It's the
Oh,
two
you
that
two.
that are in the hospital or going to the hospital which are wounded.
Oh, I see.
We-
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
In that
took
case,
the
yeah, yeah.
bullets. We took the bullets and you dished them out.
Okay.
Okay,
So
cool.
you guys head there. I take it, Victor and Schmidt, you are going to quickly check yourselves in.
Yes, I would like, just for reference here, that Strabinsky has a place on his moped where he used to hide his Mosin.
That
So
is-
in case that they need to do it, conceal roll if I need to, just so I'm
That
saying
is-
it now, so that if later...
That is
It gets
fine.
searched.
The
Okay.
question I'm going to ask you is, what are you going to tell them as to how you gained these injuries?
Well, the bullets we all got shot in us are quite special, right?
They are bullets unlike any that they will have ever seen before.
Okay, so...
They'll look like small rifle rounds.
That is true, but if anybody is a discerning ballistic specialist, which is not likely, they'll be able to determine that they are not bullets they've seen before. It's not
How
likely,
much-
though.
How much was duels a thing back then?
How much was...
Duels a thing, like pistols at dawn, cunt.
In 1914?
in the late 1920s?
I don't know, it's America.
I mean,
Are you giving them any cover story, or are you just...
Well, I'm making like a bachelor party, or we got upset but don't want to press charges against each other, and we shot each other, and we sort of regretted it, and now we're here.
Okay. Alright, you say that, and provided
Good luck.
provided you can pay, which I imagine between...
We can pay.
Yeah. You are checked in rather quickly. This leaves the two non-injured people to return back to Daniel's place with their
No, we were going to Violet's place.
Violet's
We decided-
place with their gains. It's one or the other place, but Violet's
How
place.
many of the guns? We took all the guns we could, didn't we?
You took all the guns
And the ammunition we could, right?
and the ammunition you could.
We did. Good.
Currently strapped to Strabinsky's moped, I believe.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm
They've
getting really confused. I thought
they've
we took
taken
some
the
stuff
guns
with us.
because otherwise you would be bringing a bunch of really powerful rifles into a taxi.
Yeah.
So what have we brought back then?
You brought back yourselves, your more conventional guns, like the ones that are more concedable, I imagine.
So
And you
the-
have brought back three.
Cody?
You brought back the vial that you got, and you brought back the items you found in the podium on your way out. There was a podium where they were making the speeches from. You found a hidden compartment where you took some items that I'm going to remind you of now. The first item you found in there was another copy of a tome you already have, which the Hermetic Order of the Silver Twilight. You have another copy of that from the lodge. The second thing you found, which now you're back, you can have a bit more of a look at, are some sheafs of paper that are English language notes and recipes for using, like, you poring over it, I take it, together, are you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I would assume I'd certainly have a look at it.
Well, this is going to be interesting
Well,
for you.
as well. Yeah.
It does not take long for you to decipher what these are. These are instructions, basically, for using the relay disc, which is something that you have heard about before. You've seen a picture of it, and you saw it in the lodge, and also a representation in notes, and something called the Ark of Vlakdos, to raise the sunken home of an entity called Cthulhu.
Isn't Blackdos the guy that taught Skeletor?
No.
That's Hordek.
That's
Oh.
Hordek.
Oh, sorry.
Make Cthulhu Mythos rolls, you two.
Ooh, don't have the rolly thing up. 30.
30.
76.
What did you get, Luke?
76.
76. The name doesn't quite ring a bell for you two. You know, you've heard of the name, but nothing information-wise comes to mind. There's no specific location for this sunken home, although it states somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. There is a somewhat fanciful drawing of the disc included.
What's it look like?
It looks like it's a large disc with glyphs both on the edge of the coin and also around the out part of the circular bit on the top. And on the inside there is a bird, a really exquisite looking bird with sort of sun rays coming out as if there is a sun behind it.
Just to check, is Armitage, did he sever contact with us? Was he like go away? I can't remember.
He was like, I'm looking into some things. He's sort of talking to you, but he is very busy himself.
I feel like him and the Miskatonic would be the place to investigate that stuff.
It looks like a single complete disc. It's like one whole assembled thing. So yeah, that's kind of sinister.
Any writing
I'm
on it?
thinking we haven't seen. Oh, sorry.
You take it you haven't seen.
We haven't seen such a disc or anything similar to it on our travels.
You have seen you actually have. You saw this in the Hermetic Lodge when you went down. There was an altar in the basement area, and you saw a relief of this in the wall. You recognized it. You didn't know its purpose, but you recognized what it was, which was the relay disc. Now you know
Okay.
what its purpose is.
Well, if there's any writing on it and they have Stravinsky's paper, they might be able to quickly see if it's the same.
They may do. I don't know if you handed it to them.
I assume so. He wouldn't be carrying it around. It would be.
We'll deal with that. We'll
place.
deal with that when we've looked at the third thing.
Okay.
There is a second book. It is titled "In Old California," and if we want to flick through it a little bit,
Yeah.
it seems to be a memoir of a certain A. Smith concerning his days in Alta California. There is a section that you turn to after a little bit of flicking through. A renegade missionary named Watley visited and remained with a small tribe of Indians known as the Hotek from 1837 to 1843, when he disappeared. Shortly thereafter, the Hotek tribe itself disbanded, its elders evidently having vanished or died. This tribe was notable for its especially savage pagan rites, which Watley seemed to have encouraged. He either brought to or found with the Indians a peculiar structure which he called the Ark of Vlactus, and which he believed had connections to non-Christian sky demons. The only other known facts about the Hotek are that they practiced the creation of Kachina dolls to house demon souls, and that they worshipped gods not mentioned elsewhere in California, such as the serpent god Yig and the horned god Shub-Nigarat. The Hotek dwelt in Devil's Canyon in the Mojave Desert. You can make mythos rolls on both of those names.
Are those two separate rolls or one roll?
Two separate rolls, because they are two separate things.
11 on the first roll
11?
and 97 on the second.
11 on the first, 97 on the second. What about you, Violet?
70 and 29.
70 and 29, right. Daniel has heard of the first one, which is Yig. Yig is, you know that Yig is the deity of sorts of the serpent people, who could have been a intelligent reptilian humanoid species in the far, far past. If they still exist now, Yig would be a powerful entity of great strength. Whereas Violet recognizes Shub, which I need to go back to here and find. You recognize that this is a kind of fertility deity, but an extremely erratic and destructive one. You know that its attacks are able to drain people and leave them helpless as they writhe in pain and scream.
That's the opposite of fertility.
That's just something it can do, as well as.
Maybe it's also really good at boning.
Maybe. Like, it takes some, it leaves some in people.
Yeah, you know, it's not that fussy.
The fourth thing that you have is something that Stravinsky got by going to check in with an old friend of yours, Michael Parton. Michael Parton, for reference, was the semi-retired investigator who helped you out when you were dealing with the Black Knife cult. He has a single sheet of paper, whereupon half of it has a phrase written in English, and the other half has a phrase written in a language that none of you know. It looks extremely peculiar, and for reference, it is not the language that is the glyphs on the image of the relay disc.
Aww.
This will probably take someone about a day to decipher, and what's part of the English writing is a warning that the power contained within in the learning of this will be expended after a single use. There is power within the words that you're looking at, so only one person can read it.
Okay, would it be better for maybe Violet to do that?
Possibly, yeah, if you spend a day doing so.
Well, I mean, she's gonna anyway. It's not like we can stop her.
That is true.
She's
That
the
is true.
book hooverer.
Do you want to do
Delicious
that?
book. Oh, I'm going to do Decipher. It only takes a day. Give me that. I'll snort it.
Okay, so in a day, you start poring over this thing, realizing that the Hermetic Order of the Silver Twilight, or the Lords of the Silver Twilight as you know them, seem to have some very sinister goals. The other two, meanwhile, are starting to get treated. You have no
Yay.
visitors out of curiosity.
Do we have a phone call?
You can get a phone call if you wish.
I would like one, yes.
Who are you going to ring?
I'm going to ring Violet or Daniel, whoever's there, and inform them that the guns are strapped in a compartment on the moped. It's in the parking lot of the thing, and they should probably go get the guns before someone gets handsy while they are in hospital.
I imagine it will be Daniel who picks up the phone.
In that case, yeah. If we've had that conversation, I'll go make a trek and go get those.
Okay.
What do we do about acquiring driver replacement?
You'll have to
Oh, yeah,
hire
yours-
someone, of course.
I'm
Oh yeah, didn't you all
assuming,
snuff it?
Yeah, I'm assuming
got
Algernon
murdered, it was
had
tragic.
He did get
Algernon
murdered.
had some children for backup.
He survived World War One in a plane and then he dies like that. It's tragic.
So
Was
you're
it his 2 days before retirement as well?
I think this was retirement.
Oh jeez.
you're going to go and check out getting those weapons. It's going to start being it's getting quite late by the time you head out. By the time you get the phone call, so it's sort of getting to evening. It's getting dark. I'd like you to make me a spot hidden roll as you're heading back. Are you going by taxi? Are you going walking? What do you choose to do?
I'd have gone by taxi as
Okay,
quickest.
spot hidden for me, please.
21.
21. You are being followed.
Dun, dun, dun.
There is
What am I being followed by?
a car.
How many people are in the car?
You can't see because they don't have their lights on. But you
I'm going to ask the driver to go different ways to the hospital and try and inform him that we're being followed and I want
Aha!
to lose them.
We're going to have a drive off here. This is quite fun. We're going to be using.
Is driving without the headlights illegal at this point?
I feel like the laws of the road would not incorporate that.
Not yet, anyway.
And even if it is, I don't think they care.
We could always
That's
drive
just the
past the
kind of
police
crazy
station and
cats they are.
honk. Or honk.
Hong Kong.
Honk.
Doesn't take you long to lose them. The taxi driver knows where he's going and manages to slip down a few side streets quite quickly, and before you know it, the car is not behind you anymore.
I'm going to tip the man extra for that.
Good plan. You
In fact, actually, if I tip
Ask
the
him if
man
he wants a job.
yeah, we should do, actually, really.
what were you going to
We
say?
should ask him if he wants a job doing private driving as well.
He'll consider it.
Also, whether he'll wait, and I've got some packages to collect up, and
He'll
I'll pay him
certainly-
more if he doesn't ask.
He'll certainly wait for you. No, he's not going to complain about that.
Cool.
You go to the car park with the where the motorbike is being unattended. Nobody there. There's nobody around at all. You still can't shake this feeling that you're being watched, though. But there's nobody around. There's a stillness in the air. There isn't even a breeze on the wind. It's very still, very quiet.
Might want to abort.
The motorbike's still there. There are a few other cars. Nobody's in them, but the
Can I-
motorbike is there.
And there's no one else. Can I check to see if anyone else is around?
Make
or-
me another spot hidden roll if you like.
I
Certainly.
think I shall.
Think you shall.
No, 76.
You can't see anyone. There's nobody here.
In that case, I'm gonna try and start moving things across. I guess. If
Are you just normal walking, or
Well, the taxi's pulled up to the
Taxi-
motorbike, isn't it?
it's pretty close? Yeah, it's pretty close as it can get without being like on the pavement. It's not a far walk. So you're gonna walk over. You're gonna open up the thing. There's nothing there.
So they're gone.
All of those guns are gone. There isn't a sign that there's anything there. Not even a bullet.
Hmm.
The elephant gun is there,
Ah.
but those guns aren't. So they haven't. So if somebody's taken stuff, they haven't taken everything. They've only taken them. Make me a mythos roll.
74.
You'd think somebody's probably come in and took them. With the elephant gun being such a large gun, you conclude that maybe they only had time to take them.
Well, it's out of character. I think they went poof because they were from the future.
Could very well have. Could very well have.
Well,
I'm
not a lot I can
assuming,
do.
I'm assuming no bullets were dug out of us then.
Ah,
What,
well.
are the bullets still in you, or have they
We'll-
just disappeared as well?
We'll get to that once you've had a few more days in hospital. You going to head back home?
No, I might as well visit them since I'm in.
Oh, you're going to visit them? Excellent. They're both in the same ward, next to each other, and
Fair law.
they're being tended to quite well. You can see that just with cursory glances as you do visit them, the people that are tending to them, the nurses, the doctors, they know what they're doing. They're not as good as you are,
Just because I'm a friggin' medical savant.
but they know what they're doing. They're in good hands, but not the superbly expert hands that you have. So
That's good. Have they taken any X-rays?
they are, yeah, they're going to soon.
I
Like-
kind of want to stick around for the X-rays.
Great, we have cancer.
there's no problem. You quickly show that you're a medical you prove your medical training, and it's not difficult for you to wait around for the X-rays.
What do the X-rays show?
The X-rays. It does take a while for them to develop, but the X-rays show that there are no bullets in them.
Bingo.
Yeah, there are no bullets. They are. The doctors look at this and remark that you're quite lucky in a way. No bullets means you don't have to have any surgery to get them out.
Pass right through, I guess.
Must have.
I want to take a copy of these. Please.
Yeah, by all means.
For his private collection.
Yeah.
By all means.
Yeah, I like I have my X-ray private collection back home in a big book. No, I wouldn't mind studying these.
No, it's a curious thing. X-rays with bullet wounds are like examining them myself. Get better at identifying when bullets are in there and the like.
Exactly, good for future patients.
Definitely. He will give you a copy of the. And at that point, you are left alone with Schmidt and Strabinsky. For the only other person with you in the ward is another man in the corner. He's fast asleep. He's mostly in body cast. He's whatever happened to him, he's really in a bad way.
I'm going to inform the gentleman that the guns are missing, as are the bullets inside them.
There you go.
So
Oh.
while the guns may have been stolen, I don't think anyone stole the bullets from you.
Mythos rolls, you two, please.
Do me, Kiko.
All right.
Oh yeah, me too, please.
Okay.
Do us double.
Nope, neither of you can figure out what happened there. You conclude that they must have just gone straight through you somehow. They must have just gone through without you realizing.
Strange.
Yeah.
Unless there's a reason, I mean, after checking they're alright and seeing how long it will take for them to get out, no reason for me to stick around.
It's gonna take them. I mean, after a week, they'll be good enough to. The doctors think they'll be confident enough that they'll be able to be discharged, but they'd still need to take it easy because they'd still be healing. Couple of weeks, and they would be on a lot better. So.
Can we be discharged into Daniel's care?
I was about to
instead?
say, yeah, can I
Yes.
not request to be discharged into my care earlier,
Yeah.
and I'll look after them?
Yeah, you can do that if you like. It's just the sort of the immediate.
See, Yeah, just seeing as there are, in fact, no bullets, and
Yeah.
therefore the recovery will probably be shorter.
That's no problem. You can discharge them back out into your care and keep them somewhere else that is easier for you.
Glorious, I'll hurl them into the taxi.
Yeah, good plan. Taxi driver will take you back. Spot hiddens from all of you, please.
Do me.
All right.
Roll that hidden.
I will do. So
I'm
you
really good at spotting hidden.
you
Oh,
are
77.
really good at spotting hidden. You got
Indeed.
you got what?
89.
70.
Oh, sorry.
77 I got.
Okay, 77. Okay. Nothing seems to happen. Streets are very quiet. Few people walking around. Nobody's following you that you can see.
No, no listen roll for this quiet. For this
No.
man that actually is good at that.
No, just spot hidden.
Oh,
Car is quite noisy.
I don't see the flappy thing above us.
There. Eventually, you are deposited back at Violet's abode and provide some sort of card, I imagine, for this driver to get in contact with you in case he does want to take you up on the offer.
Yeah, we'll leave him a contact number.
Yep, certainly. He says he'll think about it. Could always do with steady work.
As long as he doesn't mind dodging bullets.
You don't tell him that part, I take it.
No, I
Get
don't tell him that.
incinerated.
Okay.
Or melted.
So you're going to what are you going to do? The particular amounts of time. Anything in particular?
Well, I got to look after them, so.
You got to look after them, and you're going to do some reading. I take it, Violet.
I'm gonna do the fastest one first, and then the most interesting one after.
Well, you're doing the that thing first. Basically, I presume you're going to just not sleep and just do it, are you? You're just going to pour into the translating.
Imagine sleeping. That's ridiculous.
Violet is up all night, and by the time you get to the morning, you have come to a revelation about the wording that you have here. I'm going to roll on this skill immediately because for you to have succeeded on any roll, you'd have to have got a 1 anyway. What a surprise! You gained some advancement in this skill.
Wait, me?
Yes.
Yay!
You're going to like this. Violet, you have gained a new language. It's not especially great. You now have 6% in other language serpent people.
I like the sound of that.
Upon you reaching your eureka moment and finally being able to figure it out, it's as if it sort of burns into your brain somewhat, as if it imprints into your mind, and when you look back at the paper, all that's there is the English, and the other wording is gone.
You just borrowed that, I'll have to remind you.
Congratulations, you have a language that is slightly more obscure than Sumerian now.
Disgraceful. My Sumerian, it's falling behind the serpent people.
Anything you want to start doing now in the next day?
Well, we had another book to read, didn't we?
You have many...
List the books that are available after the one-day consumption?
You have loads of books to read.
Depending, Stravinsky might also be able to dole out some spell tutelage from bed. I don't know how that works.
You'd have to wait until you're a little bit better. Right now, you're in a little bit of pain. You have to wait until you're a little bit better for that.
10-4.
I will tell you all the books that you have. You have a lot of books. You have things like things that you haven't read though. You haven't read the Morticus Volume 1 and 2. You haven't read the Librae et Draconic, the Five Eyes book, Knights of the Outer Void, Holy Mysteries of the Great Return, or you haven't started reading the Necronomicon in Greek.
Oh yeah, Necronomicon, come on. That's got to be the choice.
That will take you a long time. For point of reference, I wrote down how long it would take you. 51 weeks.
It's a lot of weeks.
You can start whittling down time for it if you like.
Were any other books quick reads?
Sort of. Some of them are quicker reads for you. Let me have a look. Gotta scroll back a bit and find one. Yes, you haven't read the Catechism of the Knights of the Outer Void, which would take you about 5 weeks, and Holy Mysteries of the Great Return, which would take you about 7 weeks.
These are all long-term investments. I'll do Necronomicon.
Alright, you're going to start on that. Right. So, there's about a day or so of you tending to their wounds, and Violet gets the big tome that you got, the massive one, and starts reading the first pages and trying to decipher it, because it's all in Greek, and very old Greek, and while Violet does have a lot of ancient Greek, it's still difficult. Are you still reading... How is your sleep schedule right now, everyone? Like, I know that Victor and Schmidt will probably have a fairly normal one because they're mostly recovering. What about Daniel and Violet?
I mean, I feel like she's the kind of person who would just, as little sleep as possible, like stay awake for 30 hours and sleep for 15.
Burn the midnight oil, as it were.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. What about Daniel?
Waking up frequently to look after patients, but otherwise nothing awful, I'd say.
Okay. In which case, I need to roll on this.
Stravinsky would likely try to stay awake when no one is, provided Daniel told him about feeling followed.
Okay.
Just in case.
Yeah, I would have done when we met back up.
Okay. That. All right. It's night. Violet, last time you looked at a clock, it was round about 8 in the evening. Now you look at the clock as it chimes 1 in the morning. Daniel has gotten up to check on his patients. I'd like you both to make me listen checks.
Listen, Jack. 32.
32.
28.
Ooh, that's passes for both of you. Passes for both of you.
We hear every.
No, what you hear is a window smashing upstairs.
Our windows.
One of your windows upstairs. You recognize it, Violet, as the bathroom window.
Okay.
The
It's
toilet
coming
has
from
gained
that direction. It
sentience.
must be from the bathroom. You recall that the windows in there are very small.
Well, if we've been hearing windows breaking and we had a feeling of being followed, I'm gonna go arm up
You're going to go arm up.
and bring guns to the men in bed and wake them up, just in case they need to do some quick bed shooting.
Okay. What about Violet?
I'm going to investigate, but obviously with sword.
Wait for me, yeah.
Do I know that you've heard it?
Aren't we both? Oh yeah, that's a good point. We might not be in the same part
You're
of the house.
not in the same part of the house, no. You've
Oh,
got up
right,
from
yeah.
bed.
Alright, scratch that then, yeah.
And
I'm
he
assuming
is.
guns are near the sword, so you would meet somewhere getting stuff.
Daniel likely has his gun far more closer to hand.
Well, mine's certainly on me, but I am making a trip to arm people up, especially after the bad feeling we had earlier.
You meet up halfway on the stairs. Violet going up, Daniel going down.
In which case, may I recommend we let me arm the gentleman up and then we explore together.
Why not?
Alright.
Where
So
where
we could
where,
do
where
that.
Clyke and I at?
You're in bed.
room-wise?
You're both asleep.
Oh, I thought we were woken.
You've not been woken up yet. You're both asleep.
I'd make the assumption they've been in the main room. Would be make sense. Easier to look after that way,
Yeah,
rather than both being in separate beds.
They are asleep, though.
Yeah.
They are
Well, I'm
asleep.
gonna wake them up and warn them.
Okay.
Like on the way past, because
You-
if I'm gonna leave them a rifle each, I want to let them know.
What are you doing, Violet?
Grabbing the sword though.
Grabbing the sword. Right. You grab the sword. You're waking them up. You think someone might have turned a light on upstairs.
That's a shitty burglar.
It's got quite bright up there.
Okay. Well, presumably everyone's alert and ready to go now.
Listen checks from everyone now that they're all awake.
Glorious.
Do me.
I will.
Oh, another 32.
Nice, another pass.
Please roll.
30 and O. Okay, 30 and O. Pass and no. Violet,
I got 25.
you got 25. Right. Everyone but Schmidt hears a
Oi.
sound that is somewhat familiar for all the wrong reasons. Is something burning?
The sound of burning.
Yes, the sound
Oh.
of fire.
We've been Molotoved. Although I've been told it isn't called that at this point.
Guess it's just a cocktail then.
Sounds like the fire is
Fire.
above you.
Do you have any firefighting equipment? What?
I don't know. Do we have extinguishers?
Yeah.
Maybe. I guess we just use a bunch of water and pails and stuff. I don't know.
When did the
Violet.
extinguisher come in?
Violet, your books are in danger.
I will roll this. You have a small fire extinguisher in the kitchen. I believe you have.
Am I the only one who knows where that is?
You know where it is. I believe there were sort of extinguishers at that time, were there not?
Probably use something
In
like
the
that in
20s,
the
there
war or
should be.
something.
Yeah.
Yes, there were basic extinguishers. You have a small one in the kitchen, in the cupboard underneath the sink. It's buried at the back, past all of the rags for polishing shoes.
I wouldn't bring the polish. I might catch fire.
So who knows that everything's on fire?
Everyone has heard it but Schmidt. Schmidt is a little too groggy.
I think he can burn.
He's
them.
awake, but it's
Oh,
just
I'm awake,
you're
okay.
awake, but you're still waking up, as it were. You haven't caught it. Everyone else has heard the sound of fire, and it's bright up there. It's very bright up there.
Sabinsky
Can
would
someone
like to
just
point
shout
out-
fire so I know what's going on?
Sabinsky would like to point out that we're likely being attempted to be flushed out somewhere we can get shot. while also being burned.
That's a sensible deduction.
So fire out, lights out is best bet at this point, I think.
Well, let's see if we can put the fire out first. We'll
Oh.
try the extinguisher first, I guess, and then if not, we smother the flames if possible.
Okay.
It shouldn't be too burny yet. It does take time to get going.
It does.
So how did bathrooms work back then? Like, is there like proper plumbing up there so we technically
be.
have a source of fire?
You can
source
have
of
proper
water?
plumbing, yes, back then. There is
Yeah,
plumbing.
there've been proper plumbing many years before then.
Well, we just need to get up there and start the shower. Hopefully, get that leaking everywhere.
I wouldn't go as far as saying it's a modern shower, but certainly there should be some taps.
Yeah. I mean, taps work all fine.
Yeah. Well,
I guess-
let's go up and investigate this fire.
Who's going up to investigate?
What, me? Presumably Violet?
Well, Violet's not too happy with fires, see.
No, she is not too happy with fires. This is not. As soon as you heard fire, your first thought is, I should go get the fire extinguisher. No. You
And then
don't.
I'm going to go to where the books are. Fire extinguisher and books.
Hang on. Are you wanting to go to the books first or the fire extinguisher?
Well, how about you tell me
Extinguisher-
where the fire extinguisher is and I'll go get it?
Well, why would I tell you to get it?
Because I don't know, are you going to go get it now?
You are definitely going to. Yep, you could easily go and get the fire extinguisher and then the books.
Yeah,
you
I
kept
thought
the books
Daniel
close
to
by.
investigate the sound of the window breaking,
Right.
to investigate
Alright.
the intrusion. And
I'll
I'll
go
go
do that.
grab the
I'll
fire
go
extinguisher.
upstairs and have a look then.
All right. So what's happening is that in this round, effectively of action, is that Stravinsky and Schmidt are basically doing their getting up routine. You, Daniel, are going to check out what the fire is, and Violet is going to check out the fire extinguisher. Am I right?
Yeah, so that sounds reasonable.
Okay. You go to the bottom of the stairs, and you see the fire.
That's bad.
You see it coming towards you.
That's bad.
This is no ordinary fire. Make me a sanity roll.
What sort of flavour of fire is it?
I will describe it dependent upon what your sanity roll is.
38.
38. Right. That's not too bad. Okay. It's more the shock of what you see than actually seeing it that is why you rolled the sanity roll. This is a mass of flames that sort of isn't on the floor. It's sort of hovering slightly above it. What makes you startled is the fact that through the dancing lights of burning inferno, you vaguely see a form with many arms and a single head. It looks at you. Even though it has no eyes, you can tell this thing is looking at you.
I flip it off. Fuck you.
Make me
Nice.
a Cthulhu Mythos roll, please.
Wait, flipping off needs a mythos roll?
No,
Oh,
unrelated.
okay.
He needs a
Alright.
proper gang sign. to piss it
27?
off.
It needs the proper
No,
gang sign.
you-
Fuck yeah.
All you know is that this is something made of fire that is coming closer to you.
Where's
And,
this goddamn extinguisher?
and in the time that you get to the bottom of the stairs and you look at it, it's already descending quite quickly.
Is it leaving fire behind, or is it?
Oh,
is
it is most
literally just-
certainly burning things as it is going. The floor behind it is on fire. It's catching the walls.
Well,
Grab
mean,
a bucket of water, throw it at it.
if it broke the window getting in, so either some sort of spell thingy summoned it after going through the window, but it should have a physical component, so bang bang.
You, that's an interesting. That's a assumption to make. It's actually Martin's go. We're going through the initiative order. So Martin, you've gotten up. You have a gun.
What do I see? Do I see the
You are-
thing?
No, you'd have to move into the area with the stairs to see the thing.
Has anybody told me that there is a thing? Have I heard anything? Is there any shouting?
Were you you
Do I know about the thing?
Daniel was startled enough to sort of make a noise,
Yeah, but he does that all the time. He's British.
but he's made an noise, and
Ugh.
Okay, well, I asked Daniel, what is up? Why are you doing this? Why are you making this noise?
he goes
I go in English, damn it.
Then I go, "Look."
I go,
French
oh, there is a
fuckwit.
flaming beast in the stairways. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.